Hey guys, so this subject, so many of us go through it. You will know it well, I'm sure, or many of us will go through it in one time. And that is how to thrive and bounce back after a breakup or a divorce. Now, we think, the first things first, we think that when we're going through this and we're deep in the S word, when we're deep in the crap, when we're deep in the shit, then we think it's going to be, a mountain to climb to get out. It's going to be months. It's going to be years. Some people talked about it being like 5 to 10 years or maybe even more to try and get out of this mountain. But I don't think it has to be that way. I've been through this experience, and if you looked at everything on paper, if someone wrote down on paper what I was going to be going through, it looks really, really tough. And you'd think this takes a lot of years to get through. And the truth is somehow, looking back, I don't know how it happened, but somehow it wasn't even that bad. And I say that message because I know a lot of people go through this, and I want you to know it doesn't have to be as bad as you think. It doesn't have to be as painful as you think. We know when you're right in that situation, it's super painful. But there's ways, there's tools, there's different ways of thinking that make this so much easier to be resilient and to rebound. And I want to share some of those with you. I really do, because this is such a common scenario. The sad news is, over 50% of marriages will not make it for the happily ever after that we were promised. And that's okay. First steps first, that is okay. Just because your marriage or your relationship didn't last forever, it doesn't mean it's a failure. It means something was not aligned. You went separate ways. The bond started to drift. But I just want you to know you don't have to throw away everything that you used to have. When I look back on my marriage, it's interesting. It's taught me a lot looking back. And I look back and think, this was amazing. It was amazing to be married, even if it was only 6.5 years instead of a lifetime. It was amazing and a beautiful experience, one of the most powerful experiences of my life. Now, just because it ended, it doesn't discount what it was. We obviously clearly loved that person, and there was so much love there. And I want you to know, even if the ending was sour, the ending was tough, it's your choice and your option to still say the whole marriage and the relationship had so much good, if it did. Don't let the ending ruin the whole experience for you. So that's the first thing. And second thing is, I remember when I was going through the toughest scenario, right in the depth of this tricky situation. And I remember listening to a talk, probably a TED talk, and it said, however tough you think it's going to be, they did a study. Afterwards, people looked back and reviewed how tough it actually was to get through. And in almost 90+% of the cases, it was easier looking back than they were expecting it to be going into it. So if you go in with that mindset, even though it's a tough scenario, if you go in with the mindset that it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. Your life is not over. This is a tough chapter in your life. And it doesn't have to be as bad as you think it's going to be. And if you go in with that mindset, like I say, you can actually make the easier path happen for you. And finally, number 3 on this subject. I want you to use perspective. You have a choice. You have control over this scenario, even if this scenario wasn't your choice of the breakup. You have a choice of how you respond to it always. Like anything in life, you have the choice of how you react, and you have the choice of your perspective. You have a choice of how you respond. And if this is the crap that you're going through right now, or that you've been through, do not forget this is one chapter of your life, and this is your whole life. And when you put it in the perspective of this is the shit right here, and this is your whole life, or your family's life, or your kid's life, then suddenly it becomes easier because you realize, I'm going to get out of this shit. And it's about the bigger picture rather than the chapter that you're stuck in right now. And hopefully that's enough information to allow you to leap with faith into the bigger picture rather than get stuck right here in a cycle over and over again in the pain. It's about you choosing to let go of the pain. Piece by piece, if it's deep, it'll take a while to release, but no, your role is to let go of the pain piece by piece. Now, good luck, because I know this is a common scenario and super, super tough in life, but it's an important message. It's many of us go through this. We'll talk soon.